What's going on YouTube? It's your boy JJ here, back with some more Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Last time we finally put an end to Team Galactic, stopped them from creating a new universe, and to do that, we had to catch Dialga. Now, I'm actually here in Celestic Town now, because after the events of Spirit Pillar, all I really did was to leave the area and then fly up from Mountain Peak to here. And the reason why I'm here is because even though everything's said and done with the legendaries, there's actually two. There's Dialga and its counterpart, Palkia. But since we haven't seen Palkia, this is how we can get it in the Pokedex. Flying here to Celestic Town, and you should talk to this old woman right here. She'll talk about how the legend of the Sinnoh region, and here we go, Palkia. And that's how you get him in the Pokedex. Well, that's all guys, see you guys next. I'm kidding, that's not the only thing we're doing today. So in today's episode, we're actually going to be going from Pastoria over to our next destination, which is Sunyshore City. The route there is thankfully very short. We've pretty much passed by it a few times already, and there's not much to really say about the route itself until we get there. But we are getting close to the end game. And if you watched last episode, you've seen that Cyrus's team was pretty much barely below ours. We can actually come up here with rock climb now. But because the levels that we just faced are actually pretty decent for this point in the game, and not just that, they're about to get better too. This next gym is actually just like 1 or 2 levels below us. We're pretty much on par. I mean, not exactly on par. Like, we're around 2 or 3 levels higher, but we're not going to just be running through everything anymore. The trainers are catching up, so it's not going to be as easy. Which is actually, I would say, a good thing, since now we're getting into the level of challenge of the end game, which is what I kept saying throughout the series. And I should show this off as well, because I couldn't show it off since I've been playing at nighttime here. Every battle in this restaurant is double battles, but they don't exactly get tougher, so they're going to be like around the early to mid-20s, which is too small time for me at this point. So maybe, yeah, there's no real point in me showing it off now. But we can also come down here. We just picked up TMO5 Roar earlier, which is not a really good move for the story mode. It does force the opponent to switch out, but in single player, it's not really too useful. Over here, I believe is another TM. I think this one is actually Trick Room. We're gonna see in a second. Dream Eater. Okay. Dream Eater is a healing move that inflicts damage on the opponent, like Mega Drain, Giga Drain, stuff like that. But for it to work, the opponent has to be sleeping. It's a very strong move, but very situational. So unless you're using a Pokemon that's dedicated to putting Pokemon to sleep, I would skip out on it. But now this area is pretty much done, and we can move on to the next route, since the guy that's normally blocking here is no longer here. There's one item around here somewhere, probably on the other side. But here we go, Route 222. The Pokemon in this area are pretty much the same as in the route before, with most of them being stuff like Floatzel, Gastrodon, Chatot here. I believe Bibarel as well, but I'm not certain. There's Pelipper. And they're in the early 40s as well, 41. So they're really strong Pokemon. If by any chance you're still looking to add a team member, these guys aren't too bad. And I wanted to have Snorlax out. That's crit too. I wanted to have Snorlax out first because even though it's slow, it did faint towards the end of the Cyrus battle, or Dialga battle, I believe. So I wanted to help it catch up with experience. Speaking of the trainers here, Gastrodon, the trainers in this area are thankfully tougher than the Team Galactic Grunts, being also in the early 40s. But I think we're ready for them. We shouldn't be able to have any difficulties. We shouldn't have any difficulties. Blech. Aside from that, because we're also going up into the end game here, this series is actually coming to a close fairly soon. And I just hit 5 p.m. in the game, so now it's in the evening. With this series coming to an end fairly soon, the main story ends after the champion battle. I'll probably make some, I guess, bonus content for stuff like the survivor area and surrounding areas in the post game on my own later on. Probably making no sense here, but yeah, post game content will just be. I'll still record it, but I'll probably do it at a much later date, since I really want to do some other games for the channel. And actually, one thing I do want to try showing off, not in this game, but in Pokemon Sword and Shield, even though nobody really plays that anymore, there is a upcoming Pokemon tournament online, and registering in it and doing 3 battles actually nets you a shiny Galarian Articuno, so get that while you can. This recording on February 3rd. It starts on the 17th, so it will be a while before I can actually do that, but I'll try to actually do some of those battles if I have a chance to. I feel like it would be something good for the channel. I do still plan on playing Legends Arceus when I finish the main story of this game as well. I have the game already, I have not touched it yet. I pretty much know a lot of it already, but I myself have not personally played it. So that's going to be a fun time as well. I'll probably play that on stream on my Twitch channel, JJ Colombia, the same channel name as this one. And I'll try to split the episodes up as best as I can. Got some more berries up here. None of these berries are really new, I think. For Legends Arceus, with all the time I've had to actually plan a team, after seeing all the Pokemon available, I still don't have one. I think you can only have a max of 3, but as I said, I haven't played the game myself. I don't know if it's just how much has changed from the main series, so that's something I'll have to look out for. And it is a good thing I used the circle pad on this, because if I used the D-pad, I probably would have jumped off every single time, like that last time. And I did not see that Luxio's level, I think it was 42. But yeah, these trainers are no slouches. There's a Lopunny here. What level's a Lopunny? I'll pay attention this time. $43. So yeah, a little bit higher than the grunts, but still fairly high. Not even knocking it out either. Cute charm. Dang it. I think we're okay though. Attraction, I don't think we've seen that yet. It's technically a status condition that can prevent attacking. It only works on the opposite gender. And it being paired with stuff like confusion and sleep can be annoying. But thankfully we broke through it, and we're able to get the experience out of it. Wants to learn Belch. I am not learning that. Belch is a poison type move that is very powerful, but to use it, you have to consume a berry first, and I'm not going to put a berry on Snorlax, just for poison type attacks. Put mana. Nah, put Garchomp up front. I said I will put Garchomp up front. And the reason why is because down here on this lower path, there are fishermen. With us being the level we are and still gaining more experience as we go through this route and the next gym, the last gym actually, I don't think I really need to grind. And I think at the rate we're going, by the time we reach the Pokemon League, the team will be in the mid to late 50s. So, and I still have the rare candies too. So even though I'll be under leveled for the Elite Four, on par with the first Elite Four member, I think in terms of levels we're good. Of course, I haven't actually gotten that far yet, so we'll see. And honestly, if I challenge every trainer from here to Victory Road, we might even be in mid-50s then. Yeah, even though we're pretty much right at the end of the gym battles here, we're still gonna meet a ton of trainers. We're gonna get a ton of experience, so it's really gonna be a tough call to make. And I think because we've beaten Team Galactic and have 7 badges, if we try using the Versus Seeker in some places, the trainers will be higher levels. But that I might have to see on my own time. Even the Magikarp here, level 40. That's honestly, well, not level 40, close, but having a level 40 Magikarp is just depressing. At least give it bounce. Actually, speaking of Magikarp attacking, obviously it gets tackle and flail by level up, bounce by event, but there was another event in Gen 2, I believe, where they actually gave it bubble, which is kind of funny to me, giving a Magikarp a stab move that early. And I think it hasn't gotten an actual stab attack until Sword and Shield, where I believe they allowed Magikarp to use the TR for Hydro Pump. So yeah, imagine a Magikarp just launching out a Hydro Pump. Rain Dance. I think we're fine here. I think this guy only has Magikarp, Feebas, Remoraid, and Gyarados. A lot of the trainers are pretty much carbon copies of how they were in the original games, but my memory can fail me. We've seen that a few times here already. The whole team's on 52, going on 53. Wants to learn Dig now? No. We're gonna keep Bulldoze. Finneon. Not Feebas. We're Remoraid. If only this was Gen 1 Dig, though. In Generation 1 Red, Blue, Yellow, Dig had a base power of 100, which is equal to Earthquake, which is a wild concept to think about. And imagine they kept that to this day. I think they lowered it to like 60 or 70. It might honestly be better than Bulldoze in terms of power, but because Bulldoze can lower speed, and we do have the TM for Earthquake, I think we're fine on ground moves. I think I was kind of right in my assessment earlier with our team gonna be in the mid-50s by the time we challenge a gym leader. With the amount of experience we're getting, even though these fish aren't giving us good EXP right now, the gym trainers will. And speaking of the gym, even though we haven't really reached 15 minutes as of yet in this episode, I'm gonna save the gym for its own separate episode, just to get it out of the way and keep things simple. And when it comes to the route in and of itself, it's very simple, with just 2 separate paths that go in the same direction, just trainers on each end. It's very simple, as I said, but I think it's effective because the trainers here are tough, at least to a certain extent. And I guess the general atmosphere of the route kind of feels like it's the end game, almost. Like, it's that one little breath of fresh air before the storm, the calm before the storm, because it's not a hard route at all. I'm probably making no sense, but I do hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I keep saying that through the entire series, but hey, I'm trying here. It is what it is. I will say though, when it comes to these backgrounds, the beach background, as it is right now, what you're seeing, looks okay. But when you're sending out a Pokemon, and it looks like there's a whole desert behind you, that just looks weird to me. Like, You could have at least put something like rocks, something different. But it looks like there's a desert there, and this is just a desert pond. I don't know, dude. It's my own observations of the game. Speaking of, uh, it's a bit of a weird question, but when you guys look at the backgrounds here, what would you say is your favorite background? Not including the one for Spear Pillar, because that one was just dope. The legendary, the legendary Pokemon background for the Spear Pillar was, I'm gonna say beautiful, because it was, in my opinion. And it makes me wonder, is it different depending on time of day? Is it, did they consider using those little red, green, and black lines from when Dialga was creating the universe? I don't know, just little things like that that would have been cool to ask, or cool to learn about. Gyarados is almost down. Garchomp is almost down here, but I think we're good. We have healing items too, so no need to worry. And I think we have one more fisherman. Nope. Okay, so we're good on that end. And I'm making a mental note. Before I challenge the gym leader, I will clean the badges. Especially before the Pokemon League. I think this, yeah. Oh, she has the Remoraid. We can bulldoze this. And it's down. I forget which house exactly it is, but there is two houses coming up. One of them has something a little unexpected in them. Well, actually, no, the title wasn't the old games. In this game, the Pikachu Fan Club. In this game, you can tell the difference now. Look at all these Pikachu. And the child. A child trying to poorly mimic a Pikachu. This was better handled in the DS games because you couldn't tell the difference between the trainer and the Pikachu. And actually, the sprite itself looked like an actual Pikachu. But here, it makes sense why they would do this because obviously there's a difference, but it was funnier back then. And there's no way Pikachu can beat us. Even though the Pokemon here are high leveled, only a few of them are actually threatening, like those Gyarados. I guess the Lopunny if you want to count Lopunny. Some of the trainers up ahead have some pretty strong mons too. And that's really all this house has for us. This guy doesn't really say anything too interesting. Pikachu! Pokemon Championship only Pikachu. Yeah, good luck with that. This guy doesn't battle us. Yeah, he doesn't battle us. What is this house again? Oh, it's just a size contest. The size contest isn't really anything too important. I think they just give you an unimportant item. Probably wrong about that. But I've never, from all the guides I've read, it's nothing too serious. Up here is a cut tree that I forget what's behind it because I never have cut in this area in the DS games. Because why would you? Carlos. Pretty handy, raises speed. And there should be a hidden item over here. An Ultra Ball. Making up the ones we used against Dialga. Surprised we didn't get an encounter there. It's not nighttime yet, so I don't think this police officer battles us. But this rich boy here... TM56 Fling. I mentioned this earlier when talking about the Iron Ball. Fling is that it's most powerful using the Iron Ball, but it can also be used as a strategic move using stuff like Toxic Orb, Flame Orb, etc. to cause status inflictions. So it can be useful, but overall I'd give it a skip, especially in the main story. It's a bit of a niche move. You can make it work, no doubt, but it's tough to make it work. Another Mantike here. We've seen these, and we dealt with them too. And I believe this Tuber Boy over here just has a Remoraid. Either a Remoraid or a Wingull, I don't remember. I think it's Remoraid though. Yep, Remoraid. These two I know for sure are rebattleable with the Versus Seeker, and they will have the evolved forms of their Pokemon. But for now, they're a cakewalk. This last trainer over here, though, I remember him having a Machoke for sure, Gastrodon, and either a Feebas or Milotic. I think just a Feebas, though. Feebas. Now, do you have a Gastrodon and Machoke? I feel like I'm right on this case. I don't understand why I remember this battle specifically. Maybe because it's the last one of the route. But I remember the Pokemon he used. Gastrodon. It's bulky too, so it might not go down so easily. And never mind, it does. And his last mon should be a Machoke. Yep. Called it. And down it goes. And a nice level up on Garchomp too. And that's the entire route down and out. Well, not completely. There's actually some area down here. A few more hidden items. I don't think any of them are too powerful though. Maybe like a full restore at best. Jar of honey. Wild encounter. Where are all these Chatot coming from? I already have a Chatot. I don't need you. Chatot is actually pretty underrated. For a while, I was actually considering it when I was thinking of my team, but overall I went with Honchkrow because it is a version exclusive in this game. So I said to myself, yeah, it's better to go with that instead. I think there's two items, one back here, no there isn't, and a hidden item over here. Past this random encounter. Mr. Mime, I knew I was forgetting something here. Actually, I don't remember exactly this was the exclusive here, because I know Mr. Mime and Sudowoodo are version exclusives, but I thought Sudowoodo was Diamond. And there is an item there, Big Mushroom. Some decent money. And that's it. Now the route is done. One last honey tree up here, in case you need to get a honey encounter. I doubt you will, but it's there. And we can finally enter Sunyshore City. And who is this? Flint of the Elite Four. So that means we'll be seeing him soon. Give him a battle that's so hot, it'll reinvigorate him. But before we do that, we'll take 1 second to explore the city. Pokemon Center's over there, Mart's over here. This building over here, the Sunyshore Market, this is where you want to go if you want to get stuff for ball capsules and stickers. And an effort ribbon. This effort ribbon is if Pokemon maxed out effort values. So stuff like Carbos, etc., protein, they won't work on your Pokemon anymore. So because they've maxed out all their EVs. At least in one specific stat. I believe this guy sells seals. Yep. So if you want to get any seals for whatever reason, you can come right here. And I believe these change daily as well. Pokeballs. Doesn't somebody sell Pokeballs here? I guess I was wrong. Anyway, that's that. Most of these houses are, I believe, pretty unimportant. There's only a few that are actually of note. Let's mention Team Galactic. And they're not here in Sunyshore because they're done. A boy named Cyrus lived here. Shunned others and preferred machines. And he was super smart. But nobody knows what happened to him. Julia's house. Miss, what are you doing? Oh, okay, stories. Starting tomorrow, okay. On a serious note now, starting the day after you first talk to her, you can actually just talk to her once a day and and I believe she will give you a ribbon for whatever day it is. So if you care for ribbons, feel free to talk to her. There should be a rock climb area here somewhere, I believe. Did they change the rock in this game? In the original game, it looked kind of like a Munchlax, from what I saw of it, but I think now it's more like a Snorlax. Was it a Snorlax from the start? I don't know. The Pokemon Rock. Item down here is a Thunderstone. So if for whatever reason you still have a Pikachu and want to evolve it, now's your chance. And this rock climb rock, I forget what this is. I thought at first this was Julia's house, but I don't remember this place. What is it now? Or what was it? Poketch. He makes Poketch apps. Oh, okay, so I believe he gives you an app depending on the nature of your Pokemon. If you have a Pokemon that matches that nature, he will give you, I believe, either a specific app or just one in particular. But I don't remember because it's been a long time since I've done that. If I can show it off, I will. And last but not least, we have the lighthouse. And here we have someone important blocking our way. Well, using the binoculars, I mean. And if he beats us, he's going to challenge the Pokemon League. As the toughest leader in Sinnoh, he's going to use everything he has on us. Now, what exactly was he looking at over here? The Pokemon League itself. Our destination. Once we finish with the gym leader, we're heading there. I doubt this will work, but it said we were there for a second, so I wasn't sure. But no, we can't just fly there. Okay. So, even though we're not damaged, I should have had that in the corner the entire time. Even though we haven't taken much damage throughout this entire episode, and I've been healing in between battles, I'm going to take one last heal in the Pokemon Center here just to get some power points back. And as for the team I'm going to use, well, I'm going to stick with this team. I'm going to lead Manaphy. Even though this next gym is, spoilers, an electric type gym, which beats Manaphy pretty easily, I'm going to lead with it just to get it some experience, because none of the electric type Pokemon in the gym should be too tough. And regardless, we have a Garchomp and a Snorlax with a high horsepower, so I think in terms of the Pokemon we're using, we're more than good. We're very high leveled. Even though we're slightly higher than the gym, I know what level the highest Pokemon is in there, the gym leader's ace, so I think we're ready. But I think for today's episode, we can call it here. Next time on Pokemon Brilliant Diamonds, we're taking on the Sunyshore City Gym. See you guys then.